even though I thought she did better than he thought. I think. Do you think? Was that a riddle? Hey fam, what's up, what's up, what's up? This is Robert Anton here, robertantonnyc.com, coming to you with your no frills American Idol commentary from a singer. Woo! It is Rush Week. This is a new thing, right? Did we have Rush Week last year? I don't think we had Rush Week last year. Well, if we did, you know my memory ain't that good to begin with. That's why I write everything down. So I will be telling you from the notes what's going on. Ryan announced that we'll be at the top 13 by the end of Thursday night, this coming Thursday. 10 will be going through as a voter's choice. So we are starting public voting, and 3 wild cards chosen by the judges. Tonight the girls perform, and then tomorrow the boys, and Thursday is results for the both of them. We started out meeting the top 15 girls, and Ryan announced only 10 will sing, 5 will go home without getting to sing. So they made another cut without us even getting a say. Like, oh my God. So they chose the top 10 girls, and they will be choosing the top 10 guys. Whew, let me tell you, that's a lot of cutting going on. Whole lot of cutting going on. America also gets to, I wrote this again in case you didn't hear me. America gets to vote tonight. So if you haven't voted, please make sure pause this video and go and vote. I'm gonna vote as soon as I finish shooting this. Randy Jackson was also on hand to mentor the contestants. Ryan called him their dog father. And he had done a workshop with them, and he introduced the spiritual advisors and all of their team that was going to be helping them, stylists and the vocal coaches and blah blah blah, everybody that was going to be helping out get them together and ready for the show. Adam Lambert and Chris Daughtry were also there to help them answer questions and do some mentoring. So Majesty Rose was up first. She did Happy by Pharrell, and Adam loved her song choice. Adam Lambert was there, oh my God! Adam Lambert loved her song choice, but said he felt like she was rushing it during her mentoring session, right? He told her to slow it down and just kind of stay in the pocket and all that good stuff. So when she performed, she started the show with a lot of energy, and the song presented her like in a really sweet vibe. But I don't feel like it was a tour de force performance for people seeing her for the first time. She did add some nice higher notes and actually had some movement going on behind the mic stand. She kind of threw back the guitar and just started doing her little thing on the mic. J-Lo said she's ready for showtime and said her voice sounds amazing. Harry said she set the tone and did a fantastic job. Keith said it was the right song, and he liked the moments that she showed her vocal range because she did a lot of nice little changes and stuff like that. Christian O'Connor was up next. She did Turning Tables by Adele, and Chris Daughtry told her that her voice is sick, meaning in a good way, and gave her a few pointers about the stage set and the cameras, you know, just kind of coaching her about, you know, where the cameras are going to be and all this good stuff. And I thought they worked on style, but it looked like they left her hair all ratty and stuff like that, and you could especially see it in the back. Y'all not don't notice it that much, so it had to be bad for me to notice it, right? For me to pay any attention and mention it too. It just was not the move. But she had a nice sound on the song and kind of reminded me of Pia Toscano. Just that beautiful bel canto, you know, beautiful singing. Great natural vocal production. Keith said she has a killer range and she got a lot of special stuff in there. J-Lo said she has one of the most special tones of voice in the competition and called this the tip of the iceberg. And if you think this is the tip of the iceberg for the commentary, make sure you thumb it up, let me know that you're enjoying it. Also lets other people know that you are over here with me discussing Idol. I really appreciate you guys' thumbs, and I appreciate you watching and commenting. Let me know what you think about the contestants also. Briana Oakley was up next. She did Warrior by Demi Lovato, and the coaches were trying to get her to come out of her shell and not be so serious. Really? Personally, I think she's one of the best voices in the competition and does always come off as very professional. And Randy said that to her as if she was a bad thing. Oh, you come off very professional. What are you supposed to come off as? I mean, you know, whatever. This performance was riveting and near perfection. Vocally, she has such a great emotional range and seemed to work her entire body during the performance, which is one thing they were trying to get her to work on, seeing it in her face and in her body. I'd say she let that last note trail a little badly though. My only critique, you know, it just kind of went off a little badly. But everything else I thought was on point. Keith said he loves the clarity in her voice and compared it to Irene. J-Lo called her a young Whitney Houston and said she has a privileged voice. Then Jena Irene did Painted Black by the Rolling Stones. And Daughtry was trying to give her some advice about holding the audience's attention. And he was saying, you know, when you're looking at people and you're going back and forth, you got them right here. But when you start looking down and being unsure of yourself, you know, you kind of lose them. And yeah, okay, so that's good advice. This was a pretty ambitious choice, and I thought she really brought her own flavor to it. Her voice came off just a little shrill in the higher points here and there, but the lower parts were really, I wrote they had a delicious fullness, and she wailed away on the last note really nicely. I thought it was a little too late, right? She should have been doing some of that a little earlier, but you know, it was pretty good. J-Lo liked the sultriness of the performance and said she's one of her faves. Harry asked her what the song meant to her, but said he wasn't sure what she was singing about. Keith said she comes across as very cool and thought it was very, very good. And I think what Harry was getting at is if you don't know what you're talking about in the song and what you want to get across, then the audience isn't going to know how to feel about it. So yeah, I can feel him on that, even though I thought she did better than he thought. I think. Bria Anai was up next with Wrong Side of a Love Song by Melanie Fiona. And we got a few seconds of Adam Lambert telling her to control her flailing arm. Because you know, sometimes people say when they get to going, their arm get to going. I guess she was doing that rehearsal. But he said it in his own words, right? Okay. So I love how she was so all in on this performance. There were places that weren't the prettiest or most well placed vocally, but she came to compete tonight. I mean, just really threw it all in there with emotion and conviction, and I really like that about her. Plus, she's so much fun. Oh my God, just to watch and to see her act and react. Very, very nice. Harry said it was very shouty and the crowd booed him. First boo for him and the first boo of the season. Keith said she's kind of overshot the runway. J-Lo said she had star written all over her and said it got away from her a little bit, meaning the song got away from her. Marrialle Sellars was next. She did Roar by Katy Perry, and Adam asked her to slow down the song and told her to take her time. He also said she has all the goods and told her to stick to what she knows. So she was so giving me a Miley Cyrus vibe when she started out, because she was down on her haunches in front of the audience, you know, kind of singing to them all up in their face, which was nice. But she was trying her best to compensate for the song because it was so low in her voice, and she was really trying to push it and trying to amp up the crowd and everything, and it just came off a little sloppy. She also tripped a bit and nearly fell, but she recovered well. She didn't fall over. She kept going, kept performing, which was great. But she had lost her shoe, and we didn't find out to the end when she was like down again on her haunches, and she picked up her shoe and she finished the song. Good going, girl. A good way to use, you know, what's happening on the stage in the moment. Keith said it wasn't the best song or tempo for her, and it came off karaoke. J-Lo said it wasn't the best showcase of who she is, but said tremendous poise at the end. She told her she had tremendous poise at the end. Harry told her to stay more in tune, because he said she was going in and out of tune. Thank God he didn't say pitchy, and more in the pocket, and said he didn't see the superstar he thinks she is tonight. And I think she's really wonderful too. I think she just chose a song that wasn't the best showcase of what she does naturally and who she is naturally. Jessica Muse was the next one to come up, and she did Drink a Beer by Luke Bryan, and Daughtry said her voice was better than her guitar playing, which is kind of like, oh, okay. And he advised her to lose the guitar, but she decided to keep it. And I like the sound of her voice and the little flutters that come so naturally to her. Though she seemed to be really singing to the audience and feeling the lyrics, I kind of feel like this just fell a little flat for me. I wasn't invested in her or it. J-Lo mentioned her softness and her nerves. Harry mentioned that she has a tendency to go sharp, and he didn't think she settled into what the song was about. And Keith said she has a believability, but there was a disconnect. Emily Prius did Paris Ooh La La by Grace Potter and the Nocturnals, and Adam was trying to coach her, you know, how to pace the song, and told her, you know, come in a little stronger here and do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So he really tried to sculpt the performance for her from what I was seeing what he was doing, and tried to get her to sing like a rock star. Okay, I didn't like this song choice for her because she's not a rocker or a rock star, and it really didn't fit her voice and style. She didn't really rock it out. You know, she said, I'm standing in front of the mirror and really do my inner rock chick, but that didn't come across. She sang it more like a pop song, and if that is what she was going to do, she should have invested totally in that and made it a pop song, gave it a little more pop arrangement and all that stuff. It just didn't, for me, it just didn't mesh. Her voice is good, she had a nice energy, it just fell short for me. Harry socked her, boom, about the song choice and the lyrics, and you gotta watch that to see it. But he's right, you know, choose songs that you want to sing and you want to be seen as, you know, that's what they try to do throughout the whole process. It's find what works for you and what connects about you with the audience, and try to mesh those things together to make you that star that they think that you can be. Keith told her to trust her voice and bare her soul. J-Lo said she did this very well and it was the most relaxed performances tonight. I think J-Lo just wanted to keep that Latina up in there, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, she did a pretty decent job. MK Novelette was the next one chosen to go through. She did All of Me by John Legend. And she was just a little stiff when she started. She started on the stool and then she got up to stand and she was a little stiff. I thought maybe just a little nervous, but I love the sound of her voice on the song and the way she was working her way into it, into the feeling, into the motion and all that good stuff. There were some not so connected spots, but she also has a lot of potential and came off very sincere to me. It was very touching. It was very touching. The contestants all stood for her. Keith said it was the perfect song choice and speaked about her vulnerability and humanness. J-Lo said she gave a true sentiment and feeling and mentioned her vibrato. Harry called her an elegant, articulate singer. That's a big compliment from Harry. And next we got to find out who made it through between Ben Briana and Nico Starr to go on to be in the men's top 15, which will become the top 10 tomorrow. They just cutting folks left and right. Oh my God! What happened to Munfarid Zaidi? What happened to Munfarid? Chop, 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 baby. They ain't playing. So Ryan said they got millions of votes for the two of the guys, but Ben Briana moved on while Nico Starr was sent packing. Sorry to see you go, man, but that's how it works. Last but not least in the performances tonight was Marrialle Watson. She did Hard Times by Ray Charles, a very rarely done song. And her hair was Shaka-esque when she started out. Just big, baby. Oh, especially in the back. And I like that she went a little old school blues, as her song choice, and gave us all that intensity. Her hits, when they stopped the music, she boom, boom, and she was on it every single time. And I felt like I was at church getting a sermon the way she was singing. By the time she was finished, I was like, "Go, girl, sing!" I was about ready to shout. She really brought the intensity and the vocals were delicious. The other contestants stood for her too, and J-Lo called her epic and amazing. Harry said it was to the wall energy. Keith called it a little over the top and said she makes glasses and braces look cool. Who are you voting for tonight? Tell me down in the comments if you care to. Tomorrow night the guys go through the same treatment. 15 will be sitting waiting to be called to sing. 10 will get to sing and then we get to vote on them. This is Robert Anton, robertantonnyc.com. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm out. Peace.